And that too, that was a topic that kind of came up. I forget how long ago. I was gonna do a video on that or something, maybe, and I never wrote it down and I haven't, and I don't know if I should do a separate video of it. But like that whole, it seems like an argument where it's like back and forth on both sides of the fence, where some people are bound and determined you cannot ever put a label on yourself, because every and any label that you put on yourself is just, if you're putting yourself in a box and you're harming yourself, and you can't do that to yourself because you're limiting yourself and you're like making excuses and you're like whatever, or they don't believe that something is real when it actually is real, or like whatever, and they come up with all these reasons why you can't do that to yourself and like all the rest of stuff. And then there is the opposite end of the scale where people use things like ADHD and whatever as an excuse, and it's like bad behavior and all the rest of that stuff, which I'm not, like I said, don't go to extremes on either end of the scale, okay? I'm not going to go there with you. But it really bugged me. The way my mom said that someone told her about like the ADHD label, you cannot put that on yourself. Don't you dare put the label of ADHD on yourself and all the rest of that stuff. And I'm like, don't you dare tell me that I'm not allowed to do that. You cannot deny that ADHD is real. There's been way too many studies on it. Way too many doctors have spent way too many hours validating the fact that it is real. And the thing is, when these things are real and you don't know it, or you don't believe it, or you don't accept it about yourself, you're actually harming yourself because you won't put that label on yourself. Yes, it's possible for labels to harm you, but the problem is the other thing can do it too. Because the thing is, if I'm not a neurotypical person, if that's not how my brain functions, for most of my life I ended up believing what everybody said about me being like unmotivated and lazy and undisciplined, and I'm a failure. I'm literally a failure because I cannot do things the way that neurotypical people do it. That is not how my body functions. That's not how my brain functions. That's not how God made me. I am created differently than other people, and I need to be able to see that about myself and understand that about myself and accept that about myself. Because when you like, you know, people are like this and this and this, or how I succeeded and this and this and this, or how you can memorize things and this and this and this, or how you can get things done and whatnot. And I'm like, I've tried all of that and it does not work. And people are like, well, you must not have tried hard enough, or you must have missed a step, or you must not have like whatever. And I'm like, no, that is not why. It's because that doesn't work for me. It literally doesn't work for me because that's not how my brain is wired. That's not how my body is wired. That's not me. I have to be able to do things the way that my body can do it, the way that my brain can do it. And if you won't let me use the label ADHD, if you won't let me look into it and find out how it functions and how it affects me, and what is out of my control and what is within my control, if I do it this way rather than that way, you're harming me now. You are actually harming me. You're taking something precious away from me. You are not allowing me to be me. You are trying to fit me into your box. You're telling me that I can't put ADHD on myself because if I do that, I'm going to put myself in a box and hurt myself. No, by telling me that I'm not allowed to do that, you're putting me inside of your box, you're forcing me into your world, and you're not letting me be me. You're the one hurting me now. And I'm like, how can people not understand that? How? Why is this so hard for you to grasp? What, by telling me that I'm not allowed to put myself in a box, you're now putting me inside of a different box. And you're justifying yourself doing it, and you won't let me do it. It really bugged me. I cannot even remember what it was that Mom said this person said, but it got me all fired up, and that's basically the end gist of it. You're basically putting me inside of your box instead of inside of my box, and I'm like, leave me alone. Do not do that to me. Stop it. My brain is different from yours. Let me work with my brain. I can't work with yours.